Hey peeps, how we doing? Are we here? Are we live? I hope so. Yesterday was a disaster. Disaster, I tell you. Instagram went fine. YouTube and Facebook didn't work. I was really disappointed because it was like the main one that I wanted to cover, which was the invert. I'm so mad. So mad. Anyway, nothing I can do about it. We gotta move on, okay? So today is jackknife, how to do a jackknife on the pole. I'm going to show you what this looks like. Good morning, my Instagrammers. You're all at it today. Hiya, hiya, hiya. So I'm going to show you what the jackknife move looks like, and then we'll talk you through it. Okay, so. Okay, so that is jackknife, and I don't know the reason why, but I'm sweating a little, trying to cold grip before I do that again. So how to do a jackknife? Where to start? Wherever you are, the first thing you want to be able to do is do an invert. So go and check yesterday's video on Instagram, okay, to be able to work on getting that invert nice and strong. Now, once you have an invert, so invert's like the first stage, but then you need a really strong pushing arm. So when I say a strong pushing arm, I mean that a bottom arm really wants to be like next to the ear, okay? And you want to think about being in a handstand position, okay? Don't know if you've ever done handstand work, but if you haven't, I totally recommend it. Yeah, handstands are absolutely amazing to be able to help you for pole, particularly the invert stuff when you have an arm over your head. So yeah, so unlike when we're upright, we're always saying, you know, get the shoulder away from the ear, pull the pole down. When you're upside down, it's the other way. You want to push and get that shoulder nice and high, right? So that's what we need to be doing on the pole. Now, what I would recommend is you get into like a caterpillar position. And you can do this from the ground. You can, if you've got the invert, you can do it obviously from your invert. So it doesn't really matter where you are, you can actually practice that pushing from the floor, okay? So I want us to make sure that we can actually push and keep it aligned. Now, you want to note that there should be a straight line, okay, to when you're on the pole, okay? If there's any angles like this, then you know that you've not got that strong position. Does this make sense? I don't know if I'm talking gobbledygook. So let me show you that position I mean. So we're going to go into your invert and we're going to place the inside hand down. If you've never done this before, I would have a look at your butterfly, okay? If you have our membership, go and check out the butterfly tutorial because that's going to help you loads in understanding the right position. I'm going to briefly cover it right now. So we want to make sure we're in line. That's the most important thing. People don't make sure they're in line. So we want to make sure we go into our invert. So hopefully we've got that one down. And your inside hand is going to come off the pole. And it's going to be behind the pole. So elbow comes down, hand behind, and I'm using this palm to push. Can you see that I'm siding at the moment? I want to make sure that I'm facing the palm. Okay? So your head should be able to touch the palm in a nice straight line position. Index finger then goes down, and you're going to push up. Can you see that? So at the moment I'm pushing out, but now I'm going to push the pole down to push my butt up. Now I want you to take note of my position. So where is my wrist when I push it up? And is it in line with my shoulder, and then is my shoulder in line with my hip? That straight line I was talking about. Your head should be close to the pole. What you don't want to be doing is pushing out like this. Okay, this is a funny angle I was talking about. So my wrist goes to my shoulder, but then I've got that, I haven't got a continuous straight line until I push. Hopefully that makes sense, okay? So anything to do with pole is to do with angles and triangles, okay? Trying to create those good lines. So you want to make sure that you're able to turn, and you're able to push, and you're able to hold that solidly, okay? And of course, this is more than advanced moves, so you want to be able to do other moves like, because we're taking both legs off the pole, but like butterflies still got grip, things like that. So making sure that you've got those nailed before trying these kind of moves. So pushing down, once you have that, you've got that bar, okay? If you wanted to do this on the floor, by the way, you can just do it in a reverse handstand position. So you can come down, bring one leg up, and then the other, bring yourself in, and then get in a really good stacked position to get the shoulders, so get the wrists underneath the shoulders, and then really push as tall as you can. And then you want to think about your head is close to the pole and your butt is going back. Okay? It's not quite obviously the same position because your hand is on the pole, but it will help you get that pushing strength that you need. So if you're just starting out, I would recommend you add handstands, even if it's a pole handstand as part of your training to help you build that overhead strength now as a beginner, because you don't want to not have that strength when you get into intermediate training. I keep saying that a lot. So once we've got that pushing up and we've got the butt up, so we're in that caterpillar type position with the legs still around the pole, what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide that back leg up the pole and I'm going to take it behind the pole. Okay, so I'll show you what that looks like. So up, hand down, turn, push. Now I'm looking up at my knees. I'm going to take this back leg and we'll slide it up and I'm going to take it across behind the front leg, so I'm resting over it. Okay, keep pushing. And then from here, if I'm nice and strong, I'm going to take that front leg off and lower it down. So my legs are slightly split. I'm trying to get parallel towards the ground. So when we go over, try and have a look in the mirror or your phone, whatever you've got to be able to see yourself, because what happens is your legs will stay quite high. So what we need to do is drop those legs down so we're parallel to the ground. So if you look in the mirror, it's easier to obviously see whether you've dropped your legs or not. What you will find is that you should be resting on your arm, on that top arm, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this with you from the other side so you can actually see that position. Are we all good so far? I just realised I'm just talking. Good morning, Heather. How are you? Good morning. It's nice to have you on here. Hey, my Instagrammers. Awesome. Okay, there's no questions as such. Don't mess with this screen, Kelly. You know you're no good with technology. Okay, cool. Right. So once we have pushed ourselves up and we've taken the leg behind, I am going to do that again, but you will be resting. You need to be resting on the arm as you drop the legs down. So hand is down. We're pushing up. So from here, nice straight line, looking up. So back leg is coming over. Okay, so you can straighten it up first, keep strong, dropping it down. So we'll be in this position, which that's kind of cool anyway. Now that front leg is going to come down towards my elbow. Okay, so I'm going to straighten it and then I'll slide that leg over me up my arm and then drop the other one down. Okay, keep nice and strong. You can keep looking up. Bring the legs back up and wrap around pole. So you will be sliding over the arm to be able to take the legs down. Does this make sense? Okay. You can also, once you feel stronger, you can also drop the butt further back. So this is what I call like the basic version, just to be able to get your legs over and be able to hold that. And then if you feel strong enough, because it's like moving around to, obviously you should be working towards the same level like Aisha. So you'll be able to take the leg out into an Aisha. You can go from an Aisha straight over. So you should be able to take, using your core muscles, your butt further back to be further away from the pole. Let's see if I can show you what I'm talking about there. Okay, so I'm here, then I can drive my butt back a little bit more, and then I can go out into my Aisha. I can always come back. You can bring your legs together. You can keep them split. Completely up to you what you do, because it's at that advanced level. So baby version, quite close to the pole. Then you want to develop that strength and drive your butt back. Obviously, you will hopefully be working on your Aisha before you try to pull yourself back. Does this make sense? Okay. Can you do a handstand version? It just popped into my head. I can't see why not. I've never done it. I suppose it'd be like a meat hook. How can we get this in from the floor? Hang on, let's see. How my mind works. So if we go down here, hand to the floor, I'm wondering if you can do a different version. So, leg behind. It's a bit awkward. It's not impossible. I'm just going to see if I can turn the other way just to see what that looks like. I feel just like I just want to get my hands on the pole. So around. There is a handstand version. I actually think that's harder myself. Maybe it's because I haven't done it before. But I just wanted to play around to see if you can do like a handstand one. But I definitely recommend if you don't do handstands already, handstands definitely going to develop that shoulder strength for you. You can also work on alignment as well, guys, on the floor as part of your conditioning. Plank to downward dog position. Doing it one-handed will hugely help as well, obviously, when you've got the strength. So, can you see me there? Do I need to tilt myself down a little bit? Oh my lordy. Oh, Kelly, why'd you do this? Okay, are we down? Are we down? Don't do it. Just don't do it. Why are you doing it? Stop it. Right, stop it. Okay, so we can start in the plank position, making sure your shoulders are stacked over your wrists, spread the fingers. Take one leg out, tuck the pelvis and squeeze back, then do the same with the other. Then from here, as we're pushing down, keep strong. You're going to drive your tailbone up towards the ceiling, nice and high, and you can extend one arm out, place it down, extend the other one out, place it down. If it feels good, you can see you take your hands off initially, and then push all the way up. So you're just doing these one-handed. If you need to place the hands, go back down and show you can. But these are fantastic at building that one arm strength that you need, that pushing arm strength. So if you're finding that you can't stay aligned and you can't keep pushed up, definitely add those, okay? And for so many inverts, just make sure your inverts, your technique nailed, is that your head should pretty much be able to touch the pole, like for your butterfly, for extended butterfly, for your jackknife, it should be close to the pole. If you're pushing your head away from the pole, you'll end up trying to do this banana position. And for the strength side of things, you definitely want to be aligned. I'm not saying like bananaing is wrong, because it might be the look that you're going for, but it's not going to help build your strength because you're just pushing out rather than pushing down. So yeah, if it's progression that you want, get handstanding, get doing those planks to downward dogs, and they should make a huge difference. Alrighty, my lovely. So that was really short and sweet, really. Let me know if you've got any questions about that, and stay tuned, because what I've decided to do is sort of make this into some sort of challenge so that you guys can get involved, and then also win prizes and stuff like that. So for the rest of this month, so we'll finish off this week, but from next week, I'm gonna make it a challenge for you guys, so you can come and join me and get involved. All right. So if you're up for that, let me know. If you do have any other questions, let me know. But that is jackknife, peeps. That is jackknife. Keep nice and strong. Leg behind, drop the legs down, keep the legs pressing into that arm. And let me know how you get on. All right. I'll speak to you later. Bye. Bye. Bye.